Hey, so today I want to talk about Zack Snyder's 2004 remake Dawn of the Dead. I believe this was the directorial debut as a full-fledged film for Zack Snyder, and it was written by James Gunn. I have to say, I was more intrigued by this film because actually James Gunn wrote it, and I just love James Gunn. I've seen almost all of his works, and I believe that he makes the kind of film that I can relate and I just love thoroughly. So that's why I wanted to see this film. Zack Snyder definitely has his merits, but as we all know, Zack Snyder is kind of complicated, and I also have mixed feelings about him. Now, as far as these films go, this film is actually the remake of a sequel of the legendary George Romero's film Dawn of the Dead, which I believe has the basic same premise, and even George Romero gets writing credit, I guess the screenplay credit for this film. Now, as far as this film goes, the concept is nice, and I've also recently been watching the rest of the Walking Dead series, and Walking Dead has definitely its ups and downs. But for me, a lot of people say that this is one of the greatest zombie films. I wouldn't say it's one of the greatest zombie films. It's a good zombie film. Now, as far as great zombie films goes, I would definitely say that Train to Busan, and I guess of course Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Those are the great films. And besides than that, Shaun of the Dead, that Edgar Wright directed, is considered a great film, zombie film by many. But I wouldn't say that it's a great zombie film. I think it's a very solid zombie film. So you basically know where my zombie film taste lies. I also thoroughly enjoyed Zombieland, but I wouldn't even say that's a great zombie film. Train to Busan worked for me in like every single way, and of course Walking Dead in its prime also delivered some great zombie product or thriller, whatever you want to call. Now, if we were to talk about Dawn of the Dead, I kind of felt a little bit weird that they didn't actually try to make Night of the Living Dead. I guess it's Zack Snyder's choice, and he wanted to make this film, so that's fine. Now, this film has extensive mark of an early to mid 2000 film, as it was released in 2004. So a lot of the things like the blown out screen, the blown out print of the film that I never liked about earlier 2000 films, and I still don't like about it. So that's still a minus point for me. And besides that, this film is well paced, and you won't feel boring through this film. So that's one of the good things. And some of the zombie kills or the gore actually pales in comparison what we get today, or even in a like mild zombie genre product like Walking Dead. They even have gorier stuff now. So in that way, I don't think even the shock value is there. Besides than that, I would say that the thrill and the scare of this film is actually quite effective. Now, one of the things I think that I liked about this film is actually Ty Burrell's performance. Even though he's not a lot in this film, he actually plays a character that is almost opposite of all the other characters he plays. So it's actually quite nice for me to see him because I didn't know he was in the film. So that's a great. But other than that, almost all the other characters like Sarah Polley, which played the main character, and there's Ving Rhames and Jack Weber and Matt Healy. I think they're fine. I would definitely say they're serviceable. They're not legendary because the characters, I guess, was done in a much more plain everyman genre. So that's why their characters are actually quite okay. So I actually watched this film in anticipation of Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, which I also hope to review soon. In that way, I believe Dawn of the Dead is a strong 3.5 kind of film. But if you like Zack Snyder or zombie films, I guess more than me, you might think that this film is worth your watch. And I would say that, of course, it's a solid zombie film. So if you have time or if you want to watch a solid zombie film, I would definitely recommend it.